Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Something big just happened, and if you receive Social Security, whether it's retirement, SSI, SSDI, survivor benefits, or you're a veteran who also receives Social Security, you need to hear this. There has been a major shock in Washington connected to President Trump's recent decisions and announcements, and seniors all across the country are trying to figure out what it means for their future checks. This isn't one of those small updates or tiny changes that barely matter. What I'm about to break down could directly influence the timing of your payments, the size of your 2026 COLA increase, and how future Social Security adjustments are calculated. So take a deep breath, sit tight, and make sure you watch until the end, because if you miss even one detail, you might misunderstand how these shifts could affect your monthly benefits. Before I jump into the details, do me a quick favor. Hit that like button if you want more seniors, more families, and more people on fixed incomes to see this important information. It takes you 2 seconds, but it helps thousands of people who rely on Social Security. And trust me, what we're talking about today is something every single beneficiary needs to hear. Now, let's get into it because there is a lot unfolding. Over the past several days, a wave of conversations and policy discussions connected to Social Security has broken out across Washington. Some of these conversations involve President Trump, some involve lawmakers, and others involve analysts who work closely with Social Security data. The combination of all these moving pieces has created the biggest sense of uncertainty seniors have felt in a long time, but also one of the biggest opportunities for change. The biggest question people keep asking is, will my Social Security payments increase, decrease, or stay the same? And right behind that question is another. What did President Trump do that suddenly has everyone paying attention? Let's start with the first major piece of this puzzle, the huge shift happening with the 2026 cost of living adjustment, also known as COLA. Seniors across the country are waiting to find out what the next increase will be, and while the official number hasn't been announced yet, something unusual is unfolding behind the scenes. The Bureau of Labor Statistics is preparing to finalize the inflation data that determines the COLA increase. But what caught everyone off guard is that this year's inflation pattern does not look like previous years. While some costs are leveling out, the biggest expenses seniors face, like groceries, rent, prescriptions, and utilities, continue rising faster than the average inflation rate. That creates a massive gap between the inflation seniors actually experience and the inflation the current COLA formula measures. That gap is what triggered the wave of discussions in Washington, and that's where President Trump comes into the picture. Over the past few weeks, Trump has made several public statements suggesting that Social Security needs a major adjustment, especially in how benefits are calculated for older Americans. Now, to be clear, no official change has been approved or implemented, and no new formula has been adopted yet. But the fact that Trump is openly supporting conversations about modernizing how benefits are calculated has caught the attention of millions of seniors. One of the biggest ideas gaining momentum is switching from the current CPI-W inflation formula to a senior-focused CPI formula. CPI tracks what seniors actually spend money on, especially healthcare, which goes up faster than regular inflation every single year. If the country ever moves to CPI, many seniors could see significantly larger increases. Analysts have run several models comparing the two formulas over the last decade. In most years, CPI would have given seniors a noticeably higher raise than the CPI-W formula currently does. That is what created this big Social Security shock, because for the first time in years, there is real momentum behind discussing whether the current formula is outdated. Trump's commentary amplified the discussion, and lawmakers on both sides are reacting, which makes this one of the biggest Social Security debates in years. Now, while these talks don't automatically change your benefits, they do matter. Why? Because Social Security decisions don't happen overnight. They build over time. Discussions turn into proposals, proposals turn into bills, and bills eventually turn into policy, sometimes quickly, sometimes slowly. What matters is that right now, the conversation is happening, and millions of seniors will be affected by whatever comes next. In the middle of all this, here's where seniors need to stay alert: payment scheduling. The Social Security Administration has confirmed that upcoming payments for retirement, SSI, and SSDI recipients are still going out on their regular schedules. Depending on your birthday group, your check will arrive on your usual Wednesday, and nothing interferes with those dates. If you receive SSI, your payments remain unaffected as well. However, with so much debate around the future of benefit calculations, many seniors are understandably worried. They're asking questions like, could payment delays happen? Will the 2026 COLA be higher or lower because of these discussions? Will my check stay the same or grow? These questions are completely valid, and today I'm going to help clear up the confusion. Let's talk about the COLA itself. While no official number has been announced yet, analysts believe the increase could land somewhere in the moderate range based on inflation trends. But here's where the shock comes in. Depending on which formula ends up being used in the future, the difference could become significant. For example, under the current formula, increases might stay within that smaller range. But under a senior-focused formula like CPI, long-term calculations could produce noticeably higher raises in the years ahead. This is why these discussions matter so much. Seniors aren't just thinking about next month. They're thinking about next year, the year after that, and the next 5 years. When you're living on a fixed income, even a small increase can make a huge difference. And when you look at rising rent, rising food prices, rising medical costs, higher COLA adjustments could be life-changing. Now let's talk about something else that's making seniors anxious: payment security. With political shifts happening and policy debates heating up, many people worry that Social Security payments could be at risk. So let me address this clearly. Your Social Security payments, retirement, SSI, SSDI, and survivor benefits are continuing. There is no interruption in payments. There is no freeze. There is no stoppage. No one is losing their check. The SSA continues operations, and your benefits remain secure. But seniors still need to be proactive. Make sure your direct deposit information is up to date. Make sure your mailing address is correct. Make sure your online SSA account is accurate. These small steps prevent unnecessary delays or incorrect deposits, especially during a year with so much attention on Social Security. Now here's the part many of you want to know. What exactly did Trump say that set off this shockwave? Over the last few weeks, Trump has hinted at the need for major Social Security adjustments, specifically mentioning fairness, modernizing calculations, and protecting seniors from inflation that hits them harder than other groups. Again, no official policy has changed yet, and no executive order has been issued that alters Social Security formulas. But the fact that Trump is pushing these conversations into the spotlight is what sent this ripple through the senior community. Anytime a former president and major political figure speaks on Social Security, it becomes national news instantly, and seniors start asking the right questions. What does this mean for me? Could my benefits go up? Could they go down? Should I be preparing for changes? That's exactly why I'm making this video today, to break down the confusion, to calm the nerves, and to help you understand what's important right now. Let's talk about the reality. Social Security is one of the most critical programs in America, especially for seniors. Over 70 million Americans rely on Social Security payments to survive. That means any discussion about changes affects real people. People trying to pay rent, buy groceries, manage medications, and cover their daily expenses. And right now, seniors can't afford to be kept in the dark. They deserve clear information, reliable guidance, and updates they can trust. So let me break this down in simple terms. Right now, Social Security payments continue normally. The COLA announcement for 2026 is still coming based on official inflation data. Discussions about updating the formula are happening, but nothing has become official policy yet. And seniors should stay alert, stay informed, and continue checking their SSA accounts for updates. Now I need to talk directly to you, because your situation matters. If you're worried about your benefits, you're not alone. Millions of people feel the same way. But the good news is that Social Security is still functioning. Payments are still being delivered, and no one is cutting or reducing your benefits right now. The most important thing you can do today is stay informed. When decisions start happening fast, as they often do in Washington, you need to be ahead of the curve. That's why I'm here every single day, watching the updates, reading the SSA reports, monitoring the statements, and bringing everything straight to you. If this video helped you understand what's happening with Social Security right now, please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. I post new videos every day because things are changing quickly and I don't want you to miss anything that could affect your benefits. Drop a comment below and tell me how you feel about these discussions. Are you hopeful? Concerned? Do you want to see Social Security formulas updated? Your comments help other seniors going through the same thing, and they help this community grow. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for trusting me to bring you the latest updates on Social Security. Remember, knowledge is power, and the more you know, the better prepared you'll be. Take care of yourself, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next video.